celebrate, good times, come on. Yeah. Hello. Reese from the Point Music Podcast thingy. And we have made it to episode 100. Holy crap. 5 years in. It's taken me a long time to get to 100 episodes, but perseverance pays off. And to celebrate such a monumentous event for me personally, I thought, what better way to circle right back to the beginning and have who was my first guest on the Point Music Podcast come and be my 100th guest. So I put the call out to Mr. Brett Gadenne, aka Raw Ordio, and said, hey man, let's do this. And he's like, let's do it. So here we are. 100 episodes. I've got Raw Ordio chatting with me, and we reminisce about certain things too. So sorry if you get bored with hearing about our touring memories, but we talk about the OKA Collective remix that he did, which is a very emotional kind of thing. For those that know. And just the workings of Raw Ordio. And yeah, I hope you really enjoy this one. Thank you for sticking through for those that listen to this podcast. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, people of all sorts, Raw Ordio. Kicking it right in the nether regions. Brett, aka Raw Ordio. This is a big celebration thing here because this is episode 100. You were the first guest way back when, like in the middle of stupid COVID. When that was the only way we could communicate without sort of like being in trouble and breathing on each other and shit. And yeah.
Oh man, I feel very privileged. That's epic.
I thought the best way to do this, what I really wanted to do was like have someone in this actual like my little studio, and do a face-to-face thing and spin people out. But it's just too freaking hard to do these things these days. So we'll just continue with it. Anyway, what's the news with you, man? Done. Raw Ordio has been killing it. I've been watching from afar.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, we've well, man. First of all, congratulations on 100 episodes. That's awesome. That's been 5 years now.
Yeah, 5 years. 5 years.
Wow.
Took me a long time to get to episode 100, but yeah, I got there eventually.
Yeah. Wow, man, that's awesome. Well, congrats, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Everything's just powering along with Raw Ordio. We just playing lots of gigs and trying to release lots of music, and just riding the musical wave of wherever it takes us, really, and holding on to the reins.
See, when you first discussed Raw Ordio with me way back when, this is like I think 2021, maybe 22. But wow. You just basically you were pitching me like the whole DJ aspect and doing remixes of like grungy heavier stuff and make it all dancey. I'm like, that fucking sounds cool. And you still do that, but you've really flipped it on its head and just made it an experience in its own right. And I have to give you props because you are a very smart businessman. I've always said this, and you've found your demographic and you've tapped into it, and they follow you wherever you go. I've watched it. So well done, man.
Yeah, I'm very grateful. Thanks, man. Well, mate, we used to play in the rock bands together, bro. Mm-hmm. And then like to be able to sort of relive it through the electronic scene, is just get to just play all of my favorite tunes. It's great. And then play with some some heroes in the scene that have been kicking goals as well, like with the whole Rock the House thing we did with Raw Ordio. The first part of it was last year, and to have Clint Bogue from the Butterfly Effect. The whole idea of that too was like to sort of make these events that then those rock stars and the lead singers would jump up and have a sing with Raw Ordio as well.
Yeah.
And then this year we had Sarah McLeod.
Mm-hmm. Saw that.
And she jumped up and done a couple of tracks with us, and man, she's just awesome to work with, and yeah, it just brings a whole different dynamic to what we're doing. So
yeah, Sarah's a penultimate entertainer. Like I've had her on the podcast before, and she was just like tangent, but she was just. She is one of my sort of like, I've always been a fan of the Super Jesus, and now she's gonna do this thing with Dallas Frasca next year too. So that looks fucking sick. You should get Dallas Frasca on with your that profile you're doing.
That's a
rocked
great
her
idea.
house, man. Because she killed it with Led Zeppelin, her Led Zeppelin thing. So far out, that'd be sick. There you go.
That's a great idea, man.
You're welcome.
Good, yeah, thanks for the click. Maybe you can link us up, man. Link us up.
I can link you up with Dallas, man. That's easy.
Yeah, I've only met Dallas one time. It was at a festival a long time ago.
Yeah,
I think maybe that was when we were doing Kindred.
Maybe the first time I met her was actually at Big Sound.
Yeah, wow. There you go. No, she's a proper rock chick, man, and she's awesome. Got a set of vocal cords on her.
She can belt it, man. I reckon that'd be fucking dope.
Yeah, no, it's a good call.
I'm putting ideas, man. You've just done a remix of a very, very, very special remix of Music Makes Me Happy, the OKA classic, and I want to talk about that with you because you just did Island Vibe and you did a very special show with that too. So how was it putting this whole remix and show together for that particular thing? Because I bet it would have been pretty emotional.
Oh man, it was full on. Just to give you a bit of a history, so Stewie is a good friend, and he also was, OKA played at our wedding a long time ago. So and OKA really inspired us to move into electronic music too. So I'd seen all the different incarnations of OKA over the last 20 years or whatever it's been, and so and I know all about all the members, like the whole collective quite well. So to be asked by Yamanui, OJ and the crew to actually do the OKA tribute at Island Vibe was a real big honor. And so yeah, as I was putting this set together, I just I couldn't. I reckon every time I would put it together, I would shed some tears. And then but just the whole honouring of that collective as well, and Stu as the main producer and the core of the act was what I was really trying to sort of make sure I captured in that tribute set, because there was so many different singers that were a part of it. There was so many different instrumentalists like Lee Hardesty, and like then we had Chris Lane as the original OKA sax player, flute player, and then a couple others that came in and out, and Bobby Alou, who was a singer and drummer, and then it all stemmed back to Matt Aitchison as well, who was the actually original singer as well. And I was trying to get him up on the day to sing, but he had another commitment. But ended up getting Bobby Charles, Bobby Alou, jump up and do his couple of songs that he did from one of the records, and Lee Hardesty as well. So. And it was great. It was really it was an emotional set, but it was just great to celebrate that music and then now also to release Music Makes Me Happy as well and get that out there, because that was always a song that really resonated with us deeply. So and the community.
So I'm guessing the Island Vibe community just lapped it up though. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. It was I think it was also like there was a lot of people that were really anticipating the show, and there's a lot of emotions leading into it as well, because no one's really celebrated Stewie's passing for the last few years that it's been. So it was like it just brought up a lot of emotions for lots of different people about their music and about their relationship to Stewie, and so it was powerful, man.
I bet. And how was our overall feeling with Island Vibe, even though it wasn't technically on an island or near the beach? It was poor buggers had to get moved around and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, no, they did a great job, man. They did an absolutely epic job. They lost their venue 10 days out from some different complications that happened through permit stuff, and it was sort of a bit of council and the venue bouncing back off each other. That sort of caused them having to move.
Yeah.
But they were very lucky to get picked up by Darren up at the Hangaro, and it was actually an amazing venue for it.
It
was so lush. Yeah, so lush, beautiful grass, had a billabong. He'd created a little billabong there, and it's just always been a great venue up there. So for them to capture that, to get that last minute was just perfect.
Yeah, lucky.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was a big thanks to Andrea Kerwin. Actually, she was the spearhead behind that one, and she really, just stepped up when they needed it.
Yeah, well, Andrea's just got that positive vibe, man. So anyone that could pull it off would be her.
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. And yeah, it's like I looked at the streams for it for Music Makes Me Happy, the remix too, and it's just doing quite well for itself too, man. So well done on that.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's all good.
It's a fun song to play.
Yeah. So now I want to go through the whole sort of like the aspect that of putting together a Raw Ordio show, because having the DJ and then you got Damo on percussion and you got a sax player was Andy V. Who's the other guy you got in now? Sorry, I can't remember his name. So
Harry Otley is our new sax player. Yeah.
Yep. So how's that show get put together? I'm guessing there's a lot of improv from Harry.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like you can't sort of do this project without having weapon musicians that just know how to improvise. Like it just doesn't work. And I didn't realize how sort of in depth it really was until Andy moved on to pursue his solo stuff, and we were trialing out. I must have trialed out like 8 different sax players, and from all over the place. From here to Byron, and picked some on Skype and from Sydney and all. And when I met Harry, it was he just had that tone. There was like a tone and a knowing. It was as soon as we had the worst. It was the worst position to be able to put him into show his stuff. Like we met at a coffee shop. Damo organised some jam room at Just Percussion down the road. So we went to this jam room, and I thought they had a sound system there, and they didn't have a sound system. So they had this little fold back like guitar battery powered amp, and I'm like, oh bro, I'm gonna have to just run the beats through this, man. And he's like, oh. So he had no, nothing. He was just sort of listening. It was raw. It was so raw. But he just stepped up and just started, just played his ass off. And I was like, yeah, this guy's got some, he's got what we're looking for. So, and now he's really growing into the act. And just, it's been a year now that we've had Harry playing with us, and he's really filled the shoes of Andy, who was, it's some big shoes to fill.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So no, we're stoked, and it's great. Like I spoke to Andy, a week ago. We're constantly in contact, and we're supporting each other. And he was stoked about Harry too. He's just like, man, Harry's like one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Yeah.
And he's a weapon. I was like, yeah, man. And so it was really good for him to, give Harry praise about that too, because Andy, he was outgrowing Raw Ordio from his. Like he was never really meant to actually be in Raw Ordio. It sort of just fell in that way because we were mates, and he moved to the Sunshine Coast, and we just started jamming, and there was a click. So we're like, wow, this is cool. Let's run with it. Yeah. But I was always like, he's just an amazing solo artist. So
yeah,
the day he has to spread his wings from this project, that's okay.
When you were describing that rehearsal situation, that just gave me flashbacks to that show at Littleton that we did when we rocked up, and there was the DI boxes were rattling. There was no backline. We're sitting there going, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" And then the support band turned up with all their crew and the backline, and then they were like, "Yeah, bro, it's all good." I don't know if you remember that.
Oh man, Littleton. Where's that?
The Wonder Bar. The Wonder Bar.
Oh yeah, New Zealand.
Yeah,
and we stayed, and they just had the earthquake.
Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy. Oh, how could I not forget that night?
It turned into one of the best gigs of the tour though, because everyone turned into a party.
Oh man, they were ready to party. They'd been through hell.
Oh yeah, fuck.
And they just came out of the woodwork and were just smashing it. It was awesome.
I remember me and Dino sleeping. Dino's the drummer for people who are just listening or watching this. Sorry, we're reminiscing on private stories, but it's okay. Me and Dino were sleeping in one of the guest rooms. I think it was like the kids' room or something like that. And the lady that owned Wonder Bar was the one that put us up for the night. And the last thing she said to us before she turns out the light is if you feel a tremor, run outside. And it was pitch black. And me and Dino just whimpered. We're like, ah!
Yeah, well, no,
Like,
yeah.
what the
When she
fuck?
said that,
Yeah.
we all laughed. We all sort of went, "Oh," and she's like, "No, I'm
it's
serious." And that's when you guys were like,
No.
"Oh man, that
Man.
was such a funny trip." Wow. And then we were actually in an earthquake that trip on our way.
We
to
drove
that trip.
through it. Yeah. We drove
Yep,
through it. Yeah.
yep.
Because you guys were asleep. You and Kate were asleep in the back. And me and Dino were driving, and Dino's looked at me and let go of the steering wheel, and we were just floating. And he goes, "Look at this." I'm like, "What's going on?"
Wow.
And then we found out we drove through a tremor. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's crazy, eh?
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry for the reminiscence.
Oh man, yeah, no, that's awesome. Oh, I love that because I remember that tour really well, and that's a big part of that tour that I remember well.
That was my first international tour, and yeah, I got you guys to thank for that, and I had an absolute ball on that.
And we did after that we did UK.
Yeah, but the New Zealand tour was also the last time you let me have a microphone for a while.
Really?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. Wow. That was the I think it was Dunedin, and we were supposed to play the uni, and we were supposed to play another venue. That venue got shut down. We got shifted to the uni, and I got pretty drunk that night, and it was exam week too, so we literally played to like 5 people, and basically I'd been drinking the rider, and yeah, I started just being a dickhead on the microphone. And you're like, "That's it, no microphone for you." And I'm like, "Oh damn, my bad,
yeah.
my bad."
Resurfaced it the line.
Never let the bass player loose on the rider, man. Oh shit. So putting back to Raw Ordio, putting together a show, because imagine you'd be doing like what, 3 hour sets, 3 50-minute sets or something like that. Would that be?
Yeah, it just depends. Like some of the shows, so a lot of these shows that we do that are the 3 hour sets, as we call them, the sort of pop up gigs.
Yeah.
I'm sort of working on the fly, just sort of reading the crowd and working on the fly, and then which is where your DJ skills really come into play, because you just got to crap ton of music, and you just sort of remembering what you got and sort of thinking about, okay, what's going to work here, and then making mashups work over mashups and blah blah blah. But then there's like the 1.5 hour sets, like the festival sets,
yep,
or 1 hour sets, or or 2 hour boho beat sets that are like, I spend quite a few weeks putting them together. So a lot of hours leading up to it, just to make sure it flows, and especially on the festival sets, knowing when to sort of have the time to shine the tracks and shine shine the boys, like make sure that they get their time, to their moment to really show their musicianship, and and then also shine what I can do as a DJ. So it's always it's great. There's always a lot of preparation in it.
I guess the same would happen for the liberation sets that you do too, the ones where they're on the beach with the headphones on and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to prep those for weeks, all the time leading into them, and now that I'm just constantly getting so much new music and trying to stay on the ball, I do a lot of my preparations in the pop up gigs, where I'll work out what tracks are leading into tracks, and what sort of works, and then I'll make a loose plan.
Yeah.
And sort of go into those ones with a bit of a loose plan, unless it's like, say, New Year's Day, and I got to play a 6 hour gig on New Year's Eve or whatever it is.
Fuck it, what?
And then we're probably going to party after that, and then no sleep, and then I'm going into this next day gig. So I'm going to make sure that one's ready to go.
Autopilot, just go. Yeah, I'm over
yeah.
here, man. Give me a coffee. Yeah, off you go.
It's kind of that's funny. Like those ones. Like we had our manager's birthday party on Saturday night. And I actually DJ'd for what was it? It started at about 3 o'clock and finished at 3 o'clock. 12 hours.
Fuck
and,
that.
And we had two. And we had two areas going. I had a couple of other DJs that were there, but
right.
I would go downstairs, DJ for a bit, have a half an hour break or whatever, and mingle, and then go upstairs and then relieve that DJ, and then we DJ up there, and then
marathon.
It's just back and forth. Oh man, but it was so fun.
Yeah,
it's just. Yeah, but the next day wasn't so fun. We had a big gig at Sunshine Beach Surf Club, and I'm there like just like no sleep, going. I hope people don't know that I got no sleep.
Just like half hour demo solo. Just go for it, man.
Oh man, I looked at the boys and said, "You guys are driving this one, eh?" But once you get in the flow, you're just in the flow, and then it's music. Just all of a sudden you look at the end, you're like, oh wow, we finished already, and it was like a 3-hour gig, 3.5 hour. So but and it was packed too. It was great.
Hey, can I ask? Because one of my favorite remixes that you guys did is the Slice of Heaven one with Dave Dobbin, because it's one of my favorite songs growing up as a kid. So
cool.
how'd that remix, that collab, actually come about?
Well, it was one of my favorite tracks growing up too, man. I used to watch
Foot Rock Flats. Yep.
Yeah. So it was a big part of my childhood, and I remember Foot Rock Flats big time. So hearing that song was like, I was like, I reckon that we could really turn that one into an epic remix. And so I remixed it. I just did it off my own sort of case, and then I contacted Dave Dobbin's management. And then we had a meeting with the management down in Big Sound, actually.
All right.
Yeah, and we went, and she was she's a solid manager. I can't remember her name, Karen or something. Anyway, she's basically, she said, look, Dave digs this, so he's ready to release it, and all good, and blah blah blah. And it was sort of like a 5-minute meeting, and then that was it. It was like, oh, okay, cool.
Like that.
Yep. So we'd sent it to them prior to the meeting, and they just wanted to connect with us and make sure we were a good crew. So
I love the fact that he actually appreciated that. I mean, he's not just like a songwriter; he's like a composer and everything. He's like a New Zealand national treasure. So that's some big
Sir
props.
David Dobbin.
Yeah, Sir David. Yeah, sorry, Sir David Dobbin. Yep, my bad.
Yep.
Don't want to demote him. But that's epic. So you got
well, you think about it too. I think that song is the main song before all the football games as well.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised at all for the All Blacks.
Yeah. Oh, the All Blacks. Yep. So we're just waiting for them to play our version.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Do it here whenever the All Blacks come through.
Yeah.
All right. So who would be up the next on your list if you wanted to do a remix then?
Well, I've already done an Xavier Rudd remix, and we sort of gave a bit of a great taste of it at Prana Fest last year, and I've contacted Xavier about it, and he likes the remix, but he's we sort of, I'm holding off until he's keen to release it together.
Fair.
So I've got this remix sitting there, and I'm just waiting. He's had a lot on lately. He's been around touring, and just got back from overseas and all the things. So we'll see what happens there. But I mean, other than Xavier, I wouldn't mind tackling a rock song next. So another rock song, I should say.
Another rock song
like that to release. To be able to like work with an artist to release it. And I've actually been having a chat with Sarah McLeod about it, because we played that last Boho Beats, and so we're just in chats about that at the moment. But she's also released some really good music with another electronic duo called The Journey at the moment. So they're sort of pushing all that stuff, and they're really good tunes too. So
sick.
So we'll see. Yeah.
I have a question for you. I want your thoughts on this one. So Kelly Holiday, who you would know. I don't know if you know personally, but yeah, Adam. You guys have done coffee raves.
Yep.
Do you know his feelings on coffee raves? Have you heard what he said about coffee raves?
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. And man, it's funny. It's funny though. Like, there's a lot of different, a lot of DJs are bagging the coffee raves and that sort of stuff. And it is a bit of a fad, and but at the same time, there's quite a lot of people that really dig it, and they'd rather have a dance in the morning than stay out late in clubs and with a alcohol atmosphere, and it's just a much cleaner vibe. So that's what I really enjoyed about the coffee raves. I've never spoken to him personally about it, but I wish I did last year, because I think we bumped shoulders, or we bumped into each other at Big Pineapple last year.
Right, yeah.
But that was before I think he came out with that statement. So.
He said it a few times now. He's standing strong behind it. So yeah, it's pretty funny. I just have a chuckle. I just went, well, dude, you did a rave at Bunnings, so
yeah, exactly. Like, Tuesday. Well, at the end of the day, like, it's just about playing music to a live crowd, and if the live crowd happens to be at 9 a.m. in the morning drinking coffee and they're going to go nuts, then
exactly, man.
Why not? Or if they're at Bunnings on a Friday night at 9 p.m. Great.
I mean, it's no different to playing coffee shops as a singer-songwriter. Or it doesn't make a difference, really. It's just like you're pumping music.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is like, it's funny because I haven't done one for a while, but like we do the morning, activation things, which is a little bit more on the sort of health and wellness side, where it's like the sunrise, dawn liberation, we call it, where people are getting up before sunset and having a dance on the beach with headphones, silent disco, whatever you want to call it. But it's a bit more to that than just a silent disco. There's a magic that happens with, I don't know, connecting music with the right environment, the right people, and the right energy in the right space. It can actually be a healing, a healing modality for people. So,
well, you guys used to do the sound healing sessions, and me being a bit of a skeptic, I went along to one anyway, and I did tell you that I actually did do something to me. Like, it was weird. So I can imagine that the same kind of thing. If you work on those frequencies, and people are open to it, it would have some kind of impact, right?
Yeah, and I think, and you put people in on the beach watching the sunrise, and I don't know. It's like on sunsets as well, like sunset, sunrise. It's that start of the day. It's I'm already here. I'm already committed to something at the start of the day. I'm dancing. I'm enjoying life. Like I'm present. I'm here. I'm not just going to my normal job and work my 9 to 5 thing. And most of the people actually come before they start work.
You're right.
So they're
Kick
there
the day off like that.
When the sun. Yeah, kicking the day off, and they reckon it just charges them up, and then off they go. So
I loved the sets you were doing on the rooftop with the sun setting that you did. Been doing some videos of those.
Yeah, that's been at my manager's house. Enough. And we're trying to film as many as possible before he sells the place. So
getting your own Beatles rooftop sessions, basically.
Oh yeah, no, I've done another big one, just a solo one. I did one for Music Makes Me Happy, the release for the song, but then I also did a whole set. So we're going to release that in the next maybe next couple of weeks as well. So waiting for the right time. Maybe as a bit of a Christmas present.
Woo!
We'll see. Yeah.
All right, man. I'm going to wrap this up because those chats got us to like nearly half an hour, really, really fucking quick. And I want to have a chat with you after this anyway because we haven't caught up in a long time. Thank you, man. You kicked this whole thing off with me 5 years ago. This is my first guest, and I want to thank you very much for being my 100th. So yeah, this has been a fucking journey for me. I can tell you that right now.
Bro, and congrats, man. And it's an absolute honor too to be the first and the 100th. So thanks for having me, bro.
You're very welcome. Everyone, this has been Brett from Raw Ordio. You hang on the line there. Everyone else, adios.
Mate.
Holy crap. Made it. Done it. Big thanks to Raw Ordio. Brett, love your work, man. Big thanks to you if you made it all the way through this podcast episode, for listening to episode 100. Honestly, I didn't know if I was actually going to get to 100 episodes. At one stage, I was like, you know what, I'm done with this sort of stuff. But you just get emails and messages from people to say, hey, we'd like to come onto the podcast and be a guest. And I usually find them very interesting. So this is what keeps me going. is chatting to musicians, learning their stories, talking about their art, and then finding weird things along the way. And I really appreciate that. I appreciate the publicists, I appreciate the artists, I appreciate the listeners. So thanks for hanging in there for 100 episodes with me. Will I make it to 200? I have no idea. But hopefully it doesn't take me another 5 years to do it, because I don't know if I could do that. If this is your first time listening to the Point Music Podcast, well, then you've got another 99 episodes. There's a couple missing because I had to pull them down for certain reasons. To backtrack and go listen and notice the difference in audio quality and my interviewing technique, for starters. And if you haven't followed or subscribed or liked, and you do like what you've been hearing or listening or watching, then do so. Appreciate it. I have one more to come this year, and stick around for that one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for supporting local music, live music, Australian music. We have a lot of awesome stuff in this country, and I'm very grateful for that.